Good evening or good morning. It is 5:12 in the morning, which is like, some people get up that early if they go to bed early and they need to. I didn't do either. It's one of those nights where sleep's just not gonna happen. I fell asleep briefly with the kids. Sometimes I have to wait there while they fall asleep, and in that time, I'll fall asleep and then wake up and not know what world I'm in. And woke up and started doing my normal things, cleaning, whatever. And then I look at the clock and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. And then I had a viewer reach out to me, and she asked for permission, which was super sweet, to send me a song about grief. And I think I told you guys in the last video that I'm very open to crying right now, because a lot of emotions are coming up as we get closer and closer to marking a year since she passed. So a lot of memories in this month have to do with, my wife being extremely sick and being close to the end of her life here on Earth. So I'm gladly open to talking about the hard stuff, listening to a song about grief, because I want to cry, because I feel it, that it needs to happen. So she asked if she could send this. Sorry if you hear my dog snoring. You guys know Flower, she will always snore. She asked if she could send this, which was super sweet. And I just listened to it for the third time. And first of all, a beautiful song. And it's a song by Ed Sheeran. It's called Visiting Hours. Excuse me, if you haven't heard it, go listen to it. It's super sweet. And it resonated with me so much that it's all kind of about if heaven allowed visiting hours. And just the thought of that for like a minute, makes me super emotional. I can't imagine if I could get just 30 minutes a week or a month or an hour a week or 10 minutes or whatever to just visit with her and just share with her all the things that are going on and update her on update her on her kids, update her on me, update her on the house, the world. It's just it's an amazing thought to think about. And I know that she's with us, and I know that she can see how we're doing. But just to be able to talk to her and share all that stuff would be amazing. And I imagine the kids, if they could do it, and what they would say to her, and share with her, and show her. Coincidentally today, my son's piano teacher told me that she thinks he's ready to do his first recital. Jenny would have loved that, to see that. She would have been so proud. And I can picture her sitting there when we go do it, sitting there with him and giving him confidence, because he's nervous, just like she was with everything. And I just can imagine him being proud and showing her and telling her. I think I just want to tell my wife that the only way that we're successful right now is by all of us communicating what we think mommy would want for us, what mommy's written down for us, what mommy's taught us. That's how I truly feel that I'm surviving through this. And I think my kids would say the same. But I want to be able to tell her, and I do tell her, but I want to be able to look her in the eyes and tell her, you know? This past couple weeks have been so tough. Man. I was gonna film tonight anyway and just kind of update people on, like, just here we are. And then this hit me like, I don't know. I took notes, that's what I'm looking at, from the song. It's amazing to think that we've gone a year without her and all the things that have changed just in that time. You know, how much the kids are growing up in this past year, how much they're doing, all the success they're having, things that I'm doing, friends that I'm meeting and people that I'm meeting, and YouTube and the world. And it's just, she's only been gone a year and it feels like decades. And I want to share with her everything, every detail. And I can, but it's not the same as having her right in front of you and telling her. We loved to communicate with one another at the end of every day. And I've mentioned this before, but I'm really, really, really missing that part of my relationship, is that one-on-one adult conversation with the person you love the most. You just want to talk to them. You just want to have a conversation. You just want to hear their opinion on some of the silliest things. You just want to know what they're thinking, what they're doing, what they're saying. You just want to know. I don't know. In the song, it talks about just, you want those visiting hours so that you can just get advice. You just want some advice. What would you do in this situation? I want her advice on so many things. Friendships, things that go on at work, parenting, activities. Every day I want her advice, and I can't get it. And I have what I think she'd say. I have what she's written down, but I want her advice right now, today, on what I'm doing, and I can't get it. I just want her advice. What would you do here? And anytime I'm really craving her advice on something, I just try to think, what would the kindest person in the world do? Because that was my wife. And you can ask anybody that knew her. So when I think, okay, what would she do in this parenting situation? What would she do in this teaching situation? What would she do in this coworker situation? And I think, what's the kindest thing you can think of? Do it. So this week I've really tried to reach out to a couple people that I haven't in a while. Just try to be better. Because I know my wife would be the first person to say she wasn't perfect, but I was always the first person to say she was. And I truly feel that way. I know nobody's perfect, but she was as close as you can get. And I just want that person's advice. I want to hear her voice again. So this is when I'll usually go down memory lane, watch some old videos of her, or look through her phone or my phone and look for just some nice memories, because I am really, really missing her right now. I was walking out of Starbucks today, and there was a nurse, well, appeared to be a nurse, and she's leaving, and I can hear her on like a, I don't know, conference call or something, and I hear the doctor talk about chemotherapy and radiation, and it just brings back memories. I just want to say, for anyone who is enduring chemotherapy or radiation, you are so strong. And I hope you know that. Or if you have a family member that you're supporting through it, or you've been through it and you're doing it again, I am just in awe of anyone who goes through that. It's so hard. And at least for my wife, even though City of Hope was the most amazing place, at the end of the day, you're still, a patient, and they're trying to do what they can to keep you here. And it's just test after test, and procedure after procedure, and treatment after treatment after treatment. And it's just this endless cycle, it felt like at some points. And it kind of brought me back to it today, that you're just constantly hoping for good results, hoping for better. And Jenny shared this with me towards the end, that she just kind of felt, just exhausted. So anybody who's going through that, I'm in awe of you, and you're amazing, and just keep pushing through. You're an amazing person. I am very scared of being a failure. And I'm not looking for sympathy, and I'm not looking for people to lift me up. I honestly, I'm not. I'm just sharing. This song gave me topics to talk about, and it resonated with me on so many levels. And he said that he's scared of being a failure, and I thought, I am so terrified of being a failure as a parent. I'm so terrified. Every day, every decision I make, everything we do, I think, is this what Jen would do? Is this what she would want? Am I doing good by her? Am I making her proud? Are my kids gonna look back and think, Dad did a good job going through all that? I just don't want to be a failure of a dad and of a person. When you're with your significant other who you love so much, every decision is talked about. Every question is talked about. Everything's answered, and you just go to that person for everything. I went to Jen for everything. And one of my deepest fears right now, deep within my heart and in my head, is just being a failure. And, my kids coming back and looking back and saying, like, Dad didn't do a very good job. And I know that's not true, but my brain worries about it, and my heart worries about it. I'm just scared of being a failure. And I want to hear her confirmation. She was really good at, you're doing great, Kyle. We did that for each other. We love to give each other positive affirmations, and you're doing a great job. You're a great mom. You're a great dad. And sure, I hear it from many people, but you want to hear it from your wife. One thing he says too, and then I'll wrap it up, because I don't know even if this is making any sense. I felt motivated to make a video because I heard this song, and it resonated with me. And then he says something like, everyone will know your name, because I'm not going to stop saying it, right? And that's one thing that I vowed to do, and it's not even hard, right? every conversation she comes up, she just came up today in a meeting I had with parents. She came up in the grocery store today when the lady asked me about pumpkins. She was like, "Oh, you're buying pumpkins?" I said, "Yeah." My wife loved to decorate, the porch with tons of pumpkins, and she loved Halloween, and unfortunately she's not with us anymore, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." But I want everyone to know who my wife was, how amazing she was, how strong she was, how beautiful she was. And I'm lucky that all of you on here get to see that and know that and saw that. And I want to continue to meet people in the world and share my story and her story. And I want to continue her word, her message, her strength, her beauty. I just want to keep it going forever. As long as I'm here, I want it to keep going. My phone just ran out of storage and I had to free up storage, so I will wrap this up. But I want to say thank you to the viewer who sent me that song. It was beautiful. I needed it. I loved it. And now it's going to be on replay. Anytime I need a good thought of Jen or memory or a good cry, I absolutely loved it and adored it. So thank you for doing that. Truly means a lot to me. And yeah, if you haven't listened to it, it's called Visiting Hours by Ed Sheeran. It's beautiful. Go look it up. I don't know who he wrote it about. It almost sounded like maybe a mom or a dad or something, but it was so true, all of it. So if you've lost someone, go listen to it. It's a beautiful song. But as I say always, I love my wife very, very much. And I tell her all the time, but I wish I could tell her to her face. But I love the heck out of her. I miss her so much. And I just hope she's doing okay. And I hope she knows that we're okay. Because that was her biggest fear, is that we weren't going to be okay. We're okay. Love you guys.